Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. Today we're going to take a look at some scenery. Now I was looking for a nice, standalone modular set of stuff I could use for, trying to demo sample games of things like Relic Blades or, WarCry or something like that, especially with friends and family or whenever I get to actually go back to work and interact with other people, especially with kids. We've always wanted to do like a gaming club at school. But anyway, I was looking for stuff that wasn't going to necessarily break and crumble by looking at it the wrong way. Didn't want to mess with resins, didn't want to print stuff, didn't want to get the actual official Relic Blade stuff as nice as it is, so I thought I'd look into other things to use. And then it dawned on me that Tabletop Scenics, who make all kinds of interesting stuff, which is actually part of Tabletop Combat, that's their line, they have their Savage Domain subline of basically modular fantasy sets that can be swapped around and mixed and matched to build whatever you want. So this is their Barbarian Encampment, and all the pieces in here are actually going to be modular. So it's a big stack of MDF, and I've already cut my hand. I don't need to cut it again. Now, there are no instructions included, or at least there never were in the past every time I've ever built a set from Tabletop Combat. You want to go to their website right here. Almost every single kit that they have in their store has online instructions that are easily printable, or just, I usually keep it on my phone when I'm building them, download it as a PDF. So they have their nice little fancy embellishment bits here. You can get some flags, and I think most of this stuff's really optional. Looks like this is going to be crates or something. You're going to have 10 frames of parts. So, a lot on here. If you've never handled building MDF stuff, the first thing you're going to want to do, since these are burned with a laser, and you can see kind of the burn marks on the corners, you're going to want to clean it up. So I absolutely recommend going over these with some paper towels, get all that burned ash and soot off of there, because it will get all over your fingers. It's already starting to get on mine. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a challenge having to figure out what's what. On the other hand, that's some good sized pieces there. I have no idea what that's going to make. Okay, that looks like the flooring right there. And this one, I think that's the roof right there. So these sections are all going to be independent of each other. The little crates are independent. You've got a couple walkways and ladders included here. So this will be a fun afternoon kit of building stuff. I think that's a floor of another. A lot of parts here, and hopefully a lot of use as well. So all 10 frames have been removed. I am going to get a stack of paper towels, and I will show you all those fun parts that you can build with this set in just a moment. Alright, so we got our Barbarian Encampment all put together, and I just want to give you guys a little bit of explanation. So this whole mat, you can't see it all on the screen, it's about 24 inches, so 2 feet, which ideally is the perfect size. Now, if you're going to play WarCry or Relic Blade or any kind of small-scale skirmish game. So, let's start with the first 2 parts. We have these 2, outhouse building encampment settlements. And let's see if I can just pull it back a little bit so you can see. So, they're both the same size in terms of overall footprint. One has a smaller structure on top, whereas the other has this extra space there. So there are fully enclosed walls on the bottom of each, and then you got some partial cover there. The roofs are obviously removable, and if you really wanted to switch them up, you could. I mean, there's nothing stopping you. I don't think you can really remove the top structure because, I mean, I guess you could, but it actually has slots to slot in to the roof of the first floor, and otherwise it's not going to really be very stable. So, something to be aware of. Okay. Where's my witch hunter? Just to give you a good size indication. You may not be able to see the entire building on the screen at the moment. I know I have it zoomed pretty far back, and if I go any farther, it's going to fall off the table it's on. Let's talk about some of the other parts that make up this set, because there is some fun stuff to be had here. Okay, next up we have these two corner sections. And the fun part of the modular nature of this kit is you could really put them wherever. However, there is a neat little attachment. You have this walkway and these little T-plugs. And basically what you do is you can plug it into the ruins on the top. And there's slots for it. And you can kind of lock it in place however you wish. I can find a spot that I want to put it. There we go. So you could do something like that. Where'd my witch hunter go? There it is. Okay. And then another fun thing we have are these walkway extensions. Now, you'll notice that on a lot of the walls there's these 4 little slots. And what you can do is actually, that's for these walkways. So if you wanted to have this actually over water, for example, you could attach the walkway there on the bottom. Here, let's make a path. Basically, you just slot them in. Naturally, it doesn't want to go in when it's on camera. Dude, come on. Alright. There's one. We could just slot it in here. So now we have a path. And can we zoom it? Can I hold this without pulling it even farther back? Okay. There we go. And, well, you know what? We actually have another sectional ruined bit here. Again, we have 2 enclosed walls. We've got a little bit of partial cover on the top. Let's go ahead and attach some more walkways there. Actually, it would make more sense if I do it this way. And let's see if it will plug in. It will. Oh, whoops. Okay, now of course it doesn't want to stay in there when I need to fill. Okay, good enough. So it's getting more and more difficult to see here, but it's literally taking up the entire mat almost. And like I said, it's about 2 by 2, so at this point we don't even have the entire set yet. Obviously, you're going to need to get a way to get up here, because there's nothing really to climb. But there are actually ladders included, and the cool thing is they have these little notches here, and you have a couple different size ladders, but they just basically clip on to wherever you want to put them, and boom. Put one over here. So, oh, let's put a half ladder maybe over here. Somebody can leap up there. Well, how are you going to get up there? There's also a couple of these little crate boxes. Jump up from there. Random cover. Stick one way in the corner over there where you can't even see it. Maybe you need to get up on the roof. You can actually... You can't really see that. That doesn't work, I guess. So you could see it's getting pretty dense at this point. I don't even actually have any scattered terrain, and if you do, I think you really have yourself, just even with this kit alone, I really feel like you get a lot of coverage here. If you're just playing a simple, small game, just this set alone, I mean, that's before you even combine it with anything else, you got a lot of nice spots to move around and, you know, maneuver, look for cover. See, it takes up a good bit of real estate, and this is just a single kit. So when you know, if you have a few other kits and you want to mix and match parts, I mean, by all means, I'm not going to stop you, but I think at that point you really get a lot of nice coverage here. This is perfect, I think, for just small-scale skirmish games. It really is. I mean, you could see how dense it looks on camera. Obviously, you know, if you spread it out on an actual tabletop and you throw in your own little, you know, gubbins all over the place, I think you really are going to have a nice area to play on. And they have quite a few of these sets as well with Tabletop Combat, so do give it a look. I'm really happy with this one. To me, it's easy to collapse down. It doesn't take up a ton of space. I can throw it in, you know, just like a cheap storage container, take it with me, you know, whenever I have a chance to play something. And honestly, it's like, it's good to go. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of space here to play around with. So if you're looking for a nice sizable selection of terrain to get you started, for, you know, a nice modular set that it's not, you know, completely, I mean, everything's glued here, but if you really wanted, you could keep it unglued. And I didn't even mention some of the other, there's all kinds of little spikes you can have jutting out of the walls. Or if you're going to do your gymkata, you want to climb and rope around on them. I don't know. Do your spinning stuff. Also a few of these little chains you can hang up on the walls. And there's also this piece, which I'm really not sure what it goes to. But there's a couple of them. There are tons of the spikes too. There's piles and piles of them. If you wanted to adorn everything with them, you totally could. But again, I'm really happy with what you get in this set for, you know, 20 pounds, 30 bucks, somewhere in there for the euros as well. I feel like that's a nice amount of coverage, especially if you're just getting started, especially if you just want something easily portable, easy to break down, durable, easy to paint. I mean, obviously just blast it, you know, with a coat of, you know, glue or whatever and let it dry out so that way the wood doesn't absorb everything, or just, you know, I'm even thinking get some like wood stain maybe. That might be the easiest way to do it. I don't know. So, share your thoughts. I'm curious what you guys think, and hopefully do take a look at Tabletop Combat's Savage Domains. That's their line of inexpensive, reasonably priced, modular fantasy terrain, which is perfect for games, you know, like Relic Blade, WarCry, Song of Blades and Heroes, you know, whatever you guys do. So, I am going to go get this cleaned up because I can smell dinner wafting in from under the door here, and it smells good, so I will see you all later. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities in Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.